you're not good at this. And for a max guy, we need a guy that got everything. You can't defend like Clay's going through it with the Warriors right now.
Ooh, baby. It can happen to everybody.
And that man won 4 championships with them.
Everybody can
But the thing with the Clay thing, though, is Clay right now worth what he's asking for? Right now.
These niggas sound stupid saying they invented me, but arguing with fools is a waste of...
It's your time, it's his time, it's Ben's time. Ben's time to shine, your time to shine too, man. Before I even get into this video, my people who watch me, the subscribers, my supporters, do me a favor. Comment below, link videos, or comment a video down you want me to react to. If you watching this right now, I'm talking to you right now. You, who's on your phone or on the laptop, spam the comment section with something you want me to react to. You know what I'm saying? Right now, this is the Reaction and Podcast channel. I know I've said that a million times. But for those that are new, because I'm pulling in, new subscribers every single day. Now, we're going hard right now. We in grind mode. Sorry. But yeah, prefer comment down videos that you want me to react to. It helps me out a little bit. Shout out to, and I'll make sure to shout you out too in the video. Anyways, we got another podcast, Carmelo and Iggy explain how ruthless the NBA business is, or business of the NBA can get. I already have an idea of what they might say because I've been watching basketball for a while now. But let's get it.
How much leverage does that give you as a player? The individual accolades, right? Like scoring champ, Finals MVP. How much leverage does that give you in terms of like you were saying, like negotiation? Like you telling the team, yo, yeah, I'm coming up the bench, but you have to pay me like a starter.
Well, for me, I was one of those guys that was great in the intangibles. Like Melo knows, I did the little things really well that doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Like I couldn't score the ball like Melo. I couldn't rebound like Melo. Like he's elite in NBA history. There's only 5,000 NBA players, and he's top 10 greatest scorer of all time. Right? That's crazy, right? Only 5,000 people that ever did this.
I respect the shit out of him because he be up there like with the stone face when people say that. He's just like, yeah, no.
Like, no, you. It was almost like a UFC fight when you played Melo. You talk to anybody that had to guard Melo, it's like, yo, you gonna get beat up trying to guard him. I'm like, this dude.
One thing I say that I respect about Melo, he played his size. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of, y'all know I always say this about Paul George. Paul George is a 6'9" Kyrie. Kyrie plays bigger than Paul George, and Kyrie Irving is 6'1". Paul George is 6'9" and plays like he's 6. He plays like he's my height. I'm 6'1", 6'2". He should be bullying niggas, but he doesn't. Melo played his size. He ain't played defense like Paul George, but shit.
Yo, Julius is up here like what you talking about? Yo, this motherfucker be hacking.
And he got the ball. And Julius is a fucking hack. So what I learned was, it's like, you have to be able to, like, my teammates knew that I made their life easier. Like, one thing I never forget about Miami is talking to Spo. Spo was like, man, your teammates love you. And my teammates would be like, man, I want to go in the game when you in the game. Because I just knew how to find guys when they were open. Like, I was good at the intangible. And so that's what your representation is for. They got to be able to show how valuable you truly are. And we've lost the art of that in our game, too. Where when I came out or I'm going to my free agency, I'm not a max guy, but I'm comparing like all my good numbers, whether it's how many games I'm winning based on the team I got, how many points, assists, rebounds combined I got. I'm in the top 5 in the league. Steals, I'm always top 5 in the league. I led the league in a minute, so you got to be able to pull different numbers to put yourself in a position because
you're negotiating.
Yeah, you negotiate, man, and they trying to pay you as less as possible. They turn you against the fans. I remember I had like the equipment manager was like, man, like why you asking for so much money? I remember I turned down 60 on my extension. 60 was like 200 now. It was just 60 back then. I turned it down because I'm like, nah, I'm worth 80. And the equipment manager was like, well, do you need all?
Speaking of, Paul George just did that. I don't know if y'all saw it. He turned down 2 years. He said he was disrespected. I actually want to react to that video, honestly, but he said he was disrespected. But my thing with that was not this isn't about Paul George. But the thing is, Paul George, you aren't available. And when you are available, you haven't really, can you honestly say you've delivered? I'm not talking about winning a championship. That's a whole team game. I'm talking about your individual game. I'm a LeBron fan. There's times LeBron didn't deliver. But LeBron's not getting paid on shit he did 10, 15 years ago. He getting paid on the shit he's still doing. You know what I'm saying? It's all about what you still doing. You can't try to get a contract from shit you used to do. You got to get a contract from shit you're doing now. That's just the reality of it. But
all that money. I said, well, damn.
well, I'm not mad at Iggy for trying to get all that money because, bro, they will do you. They'll trade you in a heartbeat. I need to at least make sure I got a bag secured before y'all get rid of me.
Like that's how your interactions become that with people you work with the fans.
The minute you start negotiating.
The minute you start negotiating.
Yeah, they trying to make you feel
Go
bad.
from being the best liked person to now the narratives, the burning jerseys kicks in. And nobody knows what the fuck is going on.
I used to joke with.
When you try, see, that's the thing, and this is where I think I would probably fall for this, bro. The minute you try to put your foot down and establish yourself and establish your worth, you get looked at as the bad guy and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you're the bad guy. But they want you to be that super nice guy that gets taken advantage of. That shit bro. That's why the book I read, bro, No Man, Mr. Nice Guy, that shit really applies in everything. The minute you like, hey, I need to get this bread. I'm worth more than this. When you say shit like, bro, I'm worth more than this, and you actually are worth more than this, they're looking at you like, why you want all this money? Why you being so greedy? And manipulation right there.
With the coach and the GM of one of my teams, they my guys too. They would be like, hey, Andre, like, you're not one of the guys that cares about money. Like, you handle your business well, and you're doing well off the court. Do you need? I'm looking like, wait, what? And then
manipulation.
What happens when both of their contracts expire? Both of them got the max. The coach and the GM. Like, I thought we didn't care about the money.
Manipulation. They try to. That's what they try to trick you into thinking that the money don't matter. When yes, it does, bro. They try to trick you.
I thought y'all was doing good. What happened? Yeah. But as a logical fan, that always kind of pissed me off because you can see, like, there's text and there's subtext. That shit is text. It's like, yo, the ownership is clearly demonizing the player who's literally just negotiating. The same way I would go into fucking, Merrill Lynch, bro. I'm a financial analyst.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Here's my resume.
What ends up happening, though, it's like a movie. It's like you negotiate with the front office or the GM, but
Right.
the president, right? So you have your negotiate. Your agents do his job, or her job, negotiating back and forth. Now, the owner of the team is allowing you to do your job.
Right.
Negotiate this contract.
Right.
Right. Now, when it start getting stale, and the conversations, they start stalling up, right? We get to a halt, and they gotta reach the owner, who's somewhere far away.
Right.
So who's somewhere in the south of France.
Right? Take the shower.
No, this fucking guy.
I'm just allegedly.
You know what I mean? Like they doing what they do,
Yeah.
right? And you bother them. That's when the pressure comes in at the GMs and the executives that says, yo, we got to get this deal done. They feel the pressure. Because they don't want to be bothered when they over there in South France.
Oh, sitting there getting a massage.
They don't want to be
Get
bothered.
this motherfucker.
Like, we put you in this position to get this deal done. But now, as an athlete, right, we don't understand that, right? We don't understand how to negotiate. Like, to your point, if I'm negotiating and I'm trying to get a certain number, I'm going to use everything in my power
Right.
to negotiate to get that number, right? So
Right.
if I got to show you how many times I dove on the floor against the other person that's in my position that dove on the floor, I'm going to use that stat to get me over the hump. Whatever it is, you got to find all the positive shit that you have going on and bring that to the table, and now match that up against what they're negotiating with. But most people don't do that.
And
Right.
we become
But
emotional.
I would think, damn, I guess maybe in that moment you don't. But I would think that would be the number one thing you would say. Or is the number one thing they say, bro, I averaged 17, I averaged 25 this year, bro. Like, I averaged 25, and I've been averaging over 28 games the last 3 years. Is that the main thing people say? And for like the glue guys in the NBA, like, hey, bro, this team don't even, let's be honest, I find our guys. And on top of that, I put points on the board. I find our guys. I assist our guys. I'm diving on the ground for loose balls. I'm the person that keeps this shit together. I'm doing all the little things that others aren't doing. Let's keep it real. Others aren't doing these things. And on top of that, I'm knocking down open shots. You know what I'm saying? So I'm worth what I'm asking for. What I'm asking for isn't outrageous. If you remove me from this, you might say, "Oh, I could find somebody else that does your." That's what makes Draymond so valuable, bro. People probably thinking you could find another Draymond in the NBA. Could you? Someone who does Draymond things, yes, but I'm gonna keep it real. Draymond said he was getting ready to leave. He was getting ready to leave. Not he's getting traded. He was getting ready to leave. You think they would have been traded him already if there wasn't some type of value? They would have been got rid of him if there wasn't all that Jordan Poole shit. Feel me? They wasn't getting rid of him even with that Jordan Poole shit that happened. That was Draymond's fault. Draymond is responsible for a lot of breakups with the Warriors. I'm not even gonna lie. But what he does on the court, look at their win ratio when he. I'm not hearing that 2016 shit though. Like, miss me with that shit. But when Kevin Durant got there, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was the one that was keeping this shit afloat. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta give him his credit. You know, could they have won without him? Yeah, but I don't know. That's essentially what I'm saying is that's what makes that helps your negotiation. That's why Draymond's able to stay on the Warriors because they know, like, bro, we need him. Like, what he does is the little things. What Iggy just said, or what Carmelo just said, by diving on the ground for loose balls, beating my man to this, like, you have Draymond Green has been the vocal leader for that team. So they need that. You know, Steph isn't a vocal leader.
We become emotional.
At least not like Draymond.
To them, it's business because, like, you my mans. I've been winning games for you. After every game, you coming up to me saying, good job.
Yeah.
I'm coming early in the morning every day. You see me putting this work, but keep working, keep working. We're going to build this thing together. We're going to win championship. As soon as the negotiations come around,
it's over.
As soon as you try to preach why you are worth what you're worth, the relationship is over because now they feel like they had you in a hole. They feel like they, like I said, they don't like people who speak up for themselves, and people who feel like they're worth more, they don't like that. You know, and that's what Paul George did, but it's a little different with him, though. We ain't going to get into that.
You're not good at this. and for a max guy, we need a guy that got everything. You can't defend like Clay's going through it with the Warriors right now.
Ooh, baby.
It can happen to everybody.
And that man won everybody championships with them.
Everybody can.
But the thing with the Clay thing, though, is Clay right now worth what he's asking for? Right now. Here's the thing, though, and this is the thing why everybody can't be, like I said, everybody can't be that the owner or the boss, because when you get a deal, you actually, if you want to, I'm not gonna lie, yeah, what you do, all right, to an extent, what you did in the past should show that you're worthy of this contract. You know what I'm saying? But Clay hasn't been Klay Thompson. He's had spurts. You know, I think he had a 40, damn near a 50 piece against like the Pistons a year or two ago or something. He's had spurts. He's hit some clutch. He hit a game winner before. You know, he's had spurts of showing prime Klay Thompson. He's had small spurts, but can you honestly say Clay has been Clay? You know what I'm saying? And that's just the unfortunate thing about this, because they don't care about what you did for 4 championships. If you ain't on at least somewhat of that level, they're not about to give you that max, bro. That's just how it works, bro. They looking at Clay like, bro, I could be wrong, but they're looking at Clay like you ain't nearly worth what you was worth back then. So why would we give you this money? Some GMs, then that's the tough part about being a GM. Some people, when you the boss, you got to make hard decisions, and that was a hard decision.
That is the craziest shit to me, bro. Like, as a kid, bro, I seen it.
So now you like, man, I'm cool on them. That's when you see athletes, they go on Twitter, be like, man, I'm off them. And the fans be like, we love you, though. Why do you not like us?
You don't know what's going on as a fan.
I have no idea. Yeah. That's where the disconnect happens.
And it's like, it ain't got nothing to do with you, Joe on the couch. I'm beefing with the
but you can't explain yourself as an athlete either. To the fan, because they're not aware of what's going on.
True.
So
that's true.
Automatically, they taking this side of the organization or the team, thinking that another
Narrative.
athlete.
This guy's getting all this money.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm
right?
getting
That's
paid
when that
this
starts
much
coming
money.
I
back.
mean, I'm making 70
How
a year.
much
This
money
dude's
is
making
being
70
made?
million.
No,
What the
but
fuck?
if I'm getting paid this much,
What's being made?
if you pay somebody, if you give somebody $270 million, how much money do you have? That's what I'm trying
27
to.
billion.
That's what I'm trying to tell
You
you.
know what I mean? Like,
But it's always looked at as that guy doesn't want 270 million. What's wrong with him?
what's wrong with him? I work at Meineke. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, but it's a different, like, to
It's
your
relative,
point,
though.
It's all relative.
If you
yeah.
break it down to
Yeah.
anything, it's all relative to
money
each
that's
his own.
coming in.
To each his own.
Yeah.
Whatever your situation is, it's all relative.
So let me ask you
We
this.
just here. This is our situation. This is how we deal with it. We deal with it in a different pot of money.
Right.
Some people deal with it in this pot of money. Some people deal with it in this pot of money.
So you said something interesting. You were saying, and you agreed, that players can't really explain that to fans. Like, yo, this is what's going on, blah, blah, blah. Is that for, like, legal reasons? Or is that just like, yo, this is the way we do things? Because there's a lot of
It's
younger
probably not
guys
legal reasons, but
that
it's
are
it's
being
probably a
vocal
lot
about
to
stuff on
explain.
social media.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm not getting playing time.
It's changing.
Yo,
Times
this,
are
that.
changing.
You know what I mean? So what is it? Is it like as you know, player association? Is it something about just etiquette, or is there something in like the bylaws? Like, yo, fam, you cannot comment on ongoing negotiation, boo, 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 whatever,
It's
in writing.
it's what Melo said, and it's what I'm speaking to. We don't know how to negotiate. Coming from the backgrounds that we come from, we don't have law degrees.
Right.
We don't have business certificates. You know,
I'm a keep it real, and this is why I don't think you need all that to know how to negotiate. It does definitely help, but well, maybe, but and that's where the guys who are learning off the court. Because here's the thing, a lot of people when they get that money, they stop learning certain things. You get what I'm saying? Like just because you got 20, because if you get 200 million. Or you making 15, 20 million a year, you locked in on basketball. And that's why I always said I take this YouTube shit like long term over playing in the league, just because I know that this is gonna last me longer. You hear what they said? The average player plays 3 to 4 years in the league. You know what I'm saying? This is forever. This is till I'm dead. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly growing. I'm constantly understanding how to edit. I'm learning about cameras. Like I'm constantly learning. When you're in the NBA, a lot of people, they become stagnant. Like they're probably growing in basketball, but they're not growing in other things. You gotta remember, you don't play basketball 24 hours out the day. You have to find time to learn something else. So you know how to negotiate. So you know how to do these things. Because they will take advantage of you.
like we weren't trained. We didn't come up in, our parents didn't own, a private equity firm that bought the team.
But they don't need that. That's not needed to know how to negotiate, bro. That's like some stuff, I'm not gonna lie, we do to ourselves. Like a lot of, don't get me wrong, it helps. It definitely helps. It gives you an edge. It definitely does help. It puts you in a different area. But like they say, experience is the best teacher. When one bad experience happens to you, okay, it's time to make an adjustment. We can't keep on saying we didn't grow up in this, grow up. Like, yeah, you can say that, but only for a long period. You can only say that for so long.
They gave it to me, so now I run the team, but I've been doing business my whole life, so we don't understand how, where we come from, your word is your word, right? So, like, all right, I understand what I got is worth what, and you know it's worth that, so here's the exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Simple. But in that world, it's a little different. It's all leverage. Like, I know how much you worth, but I can convince you that you ain't worth that, and I can get you for lesser.
Yeah.
That's manipulation. I'm gonna be honest, we all fall for it. Like even what I just said right now, you fall for that in every scenario at least once. So that's why you got to be keen and focus on not letting people trick you with their words and shit like that. Because everybody going, I've been manipulated in different areas, but that is pure manipulation where they try to convince you that you're not worth the money that you're asking for. And that's where you got to be that asshole. Like, nigga, I am worth this shit.
Right, we're not the principal. Shout out to Jay Will. He spoke on that today. I stole that from him. And so, like, that's what I've been talking to Melo about with the PA. When I want him heavily involved because he is the influence, and he's where these young guys want to be. Young guys want to be like me because I wasn't a superstar, but I was able to align myself up in a business-like manner as like these guys. Like I've been able to get deal flow I've been able to get in some tech deals, and they see it looks sexy, not understanding like I had a real job, and I'm in the offices and I'm working my ass off on a sign. But they really want to be like Melo because they want to get it on the court, and they want that to open doors for them to get it off the court as well. So with Melo, I'm like, I need you. Because the most important thing is to teach the young guys how the businesses work. That's what I'm trying to do.
NBA season may be over.
All right, Mello, we ain't listening to that part. But anyways, man, that's going to wrap it up on the video. Now, make sure to comment down below something you want me to react to, man. Don't be shy. Hit the comment section, man. I fuck with it. You feel me? Rest in peace to Kari X, my grandma. Spam that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Almost at 700 subscribers, and I'm gone. Bam.